Various charities are banding together to call for the treatment with compassion of these people who have been rescued from the Channel. I think there's going to be very little chance of that. I think they're going to be lumped together with those who have come across illegally. And the fact that they are from Afghanistan, the fact that they have had this appalling tragedy in the middle of the Channel is neither going to be here nor there. The Refugee Council urged the government to respond with compassion. The Freedom from Torture, Kolbasia Hanusu, Freedom from Torture, I know well. I dealt with that organization in the early part of the 21st century. The tragic news of yet more deaths in the Channel, including serious injuries to many others, demonstrates the continued failure of the UK government's hostile approach to refugee protection. France has confirmed that the first victim of this morning's sinking was an Afghan man between 25 and 30 years old. Local volunteers in France have confirmed that they saw migrants trying to bail out the boat using their shoes. It's pitiful, really, isn't it? Suella Braverman has come up with some platitudes about her thoughts and prayers are with those affected by the tragic loss of life in the Channel today. Why has she not sent messages of condolence to the families? But, you know, I suppose we must be grateful for small mercies. Who is it now? The people from Calais, Care for Calais people. They'd also flagged up the problem in the barge in the Bibi Stockholm, saying the asylum seekers feel like they're not being valued as human beings, which is the biggest problem, I think, that we are treating these people as statistics. Now, what is the future of Suella Braverman? I think we can safely say that Suella Braverman's days as Home Office Minister are numbered. It's rather like watching Anne Boleyn ascend the scaffold, or indeed Marie Antoinette. Remember, she stepped on somebody's foot and said, "Pardon, monsieur, I did not mean to do that." And so I think now we're looking at Suella Braverman and wondering with what dignity she's going to leave the public stage. It's simply a matter of when, it's not a matter of whether it will happen. I cannot see how she can possibly survive this number of catastrophes. And the question then becomes, what is the solution? So I'm sure the Home Office and Downing Street are busy looking at what is the next option. Is it possible that another minister can possibly do what Suella Braverman has said she's going to do, and get Rwanda working and sort out and stop the small boats in a unilateral way? I think the answer is that's not possible. But is it going to be possible for Rishi Sunak to change tack at this late stage in his government? Already Suella Braverman is trying to hang on by putting out new plans to use student accommodation, to use office space to accommodate the migrants. I don't think that's going to be sufficient. That may all we may see is simply a sticking plaster. But I would hope that at least one or two civil servants are advancing the international options available to this government, and even in its dying days of administration. Even as this government is preparing to leave office, there is every possibility it can set up an international convention and deal with this thing like grown-ups.